of honest. I don't have to tell you that. And so we are here to tell you why you should vote. So I want to say welcome to all around. Those in their houses, those in the shop. Our peace officers, we big you up. We big you up this evening. They say our party doesn't have young people. But as I look at my list of speakers, I ain't see no old person. All of them young. If they're young looking outside, they're young at heart. But I believe they're all young all around. And so tonight we have a young lady. She is beautiful. She is talented. She can speak. When she speaks, she speaks. And so tonight, I wouldn't stand in you and our first speaker. Did I say she's young? Did I say she's young, Haslington? She is young, pretty young too. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together this evening as we welcome to the podium none other than Miss Whitney Rogers. Come on, let's put our hands together. Let's wave our flag, play some music while she comes. Where's the DJ? DJ, run the track while this beautiful young lady makes her way to the stage to tell us what we need to hear tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Diana Massive, the time done reach, we ready time to remove the cuss. Them happy with plans, but always spin round. Talk about progress, but the people still down. Say it's grand, but it's pure confusion. No structure, no plan, just illusion. We bring vision, they bring stress. Every time we rise, them setting palace. School board.
Haslington, are you ready? Haslington, let me hear your voice. Are you ready for September the 1st? Are you ready to take back your country from the wicked PPP? Haslington, I'm not hearing you. Haslington, on election day, there's only one way to do it. Vote them out. Vote the PPP out. When you go to the polls, look for the palm on the ballot. Look for the APNU, a partnership for national unity. You must look at the top. You put a hex at the top, a nice sexy X. And at the bottom, you put another sexy X. Haslington, we are depending upon you. There are lots of people crying. Please go out on September the 1st and vote the wicked PPP out. To the police officers, we are depending on you also. August 22nd, vote the PPP out. Don't worry with them stripes what they give you the other day. It's just election gimmicks. APNU's coming with a bold plan to put the youths of Guyana first. We will not just tell young people to lead, we will train them, support them, and give them the tools to lead. Here is what we are bringing with an APNU government come September the 2nd. A national youth leadership training program and youth centers in every region. The APNU will deliver. Support for athletes and big opportunities for innovators and creators. Intellectual property laws so you can earn from your talent. The PPP promise. They lied, but we will deliver. A 400,000 tax threshold, more money in your pockets. Livable incomes, monthly cash transfer, and modern agricultural jobs for youths. Special mining programs, permits, for young entrepreneurs. 50,000 monthly stipend for students in tertiary and vocational training. A national safety net to transform lives, especially single parents. So you see, single parents, the APNU government are with you. We will deliver. We will not just come around when election time to promise. What we do in between 2015 and 2020, we deliver to the people with oil money. And when we go into government come September the 2nd, we will deliver and do more for the people. Haslington, these are not empty promises. This is a plan to put people first, led by Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton and the APNU. Haslington, please don't forget. And for the other persons that running around, coming around with the blue and telling y'all, oh, they want to run for this election. Where were them when Quindon Bacchus was going? Where were them when Ari Singh and the Henry's boys, they were inside the PPP hands. They were all friends, family, and favorites. My people of Haslington, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by those people that wearing those blue and coming and tell ya, oh, we are for the people. They are not for nobody. Haslington, before I leave, I want to leave this with you. For Guyana to grow, say it again. For Guyana to grow, for Guyana to grow, on September the 1st, the PPP will be out of office by midnight. You see, on the 2nd of September, Haslington, yeah, don't be fooled by these people. The PPP going wrong in every village right now, asking you what you need. Where were them all those years when you need things? Only now they know you when they want you to vote for them. Don't be fooled. Collect the money and vote them out. Haslington, for Guyana to grow, vote APNU, vote for the PAM, vote for your future generation, and everyone else. To the youths, don't be fooled. Collect the money. Thank you very much, Haslington.
Come on, let me see those flags in the air. Come on, Haslington, let me see those flags in the air. If you don't have a flag, raise your hand. That's fine. Put your hands together for Whitney Rogers. Come on, put your hands together for Whitney Rogers. We have to remove the curse. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Whitney would have brought some very important points to us tonight. How many times are we voting come September 1st? Twice. Once at the top, once at the bottom. What are we looking for? The palm. Let me see your palm. Everybody show me your palm. We're going to palm it up, as the famous SNs would say. Haslington, I want to ask you a question tonight. Are you satisfied with the development that has taken place in Haslington over the last 5 years? Man, y'all talk the truth now, man. Haslington, are you satisfied with the development that has taken place in Haslington over the past 5 years? I can tell you that I am ashamed. As the chairman of Haslington Grove NDC, the amount of fight that you're getting there, as a representative of APNU, those NDCs that are controlled by APNU are left behind. I want to ask you another question. When you look at Enmore, which is your next village or your neighboring village, aren't you seeing tremendous development? Come on, the hospital could not have been built in Haslington. Answer me tonight, man. That hospital could not have been built in Haslington. Well, but we're not worthy of having a hospital in Haslington. Shame on this government. Shame, but you see, when you are installed, you get installed treatment. They were installed. I like the point that Whitney gave about the officers. Political give. Why they didn't promote y'all since they took office in 2020? Why they only now doing roads in Victoria and Haslington and Golden Grove? Now backlist only now. Why are they only doing it now? Don't be fooled, Haslington. And she made another point about wind. Shame on a tall lady. A very tall lady. I think you all know her. Very tall lady. I really know where she's from. They tell me all over the place. I really don't know. But it's a shame to know that she has been sitting on the council and fighting the chairman because she had her aim. She had her aim. But we're going to pass, win. No willing passing here. Haslington, don't be fooled. Where win went? Where was win? When all the injustices were happening to us. I want to suspect that their weapons were even used in the murders of some of our people. I'm suspecting. Don't be fooled, Haslington. Our foreparents, our founder leader, and now Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton, they are fighting for you. And they will put you first because we are about putting people first. For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. I want you to repeat it. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. And they can only be sent packing if we come out September 1st and cast our vote. Don't stay home and say me and go in and vote. Your vote is important. You're voting for the future. You're voting for your children and your children's children. Come on, we're not foolish. We're very smart. We don't want left. When you finish with all your areas, like Monrepos and all the rest of the places, let's look at Golden Grove Market. Compared to Monrepo Market and Lusignan Market, we're not worthy of a good market. Look how long we're supposed to make Ascent. Let me don't go down there because the tall lady again with that Ascent and tarmac thing. I don't want to. I'm treading softly. We have a young man. We have a young man. They said the partying are young people, but we are going to prove them wrong. We have already proven them wrong. We will continue to disappoint them. And so tonight I wouldn't stand between you and our next speaker, a very young man, intelligent man, a man who can deliver, a man who knows of the vision of the partnership for national unity, government in waiting, come September 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, Haslington, can you put your hands together, wave your flags, make some noise for none other than Mr. Lloyd Fammy. Come on, music and flags. Come on, wave those flags until he gets to the podium tonight.
Too long them PPP fatting up while we beg. Milk and honey gone, but we still drink drinks.
Haslington, good evening, Haslington. Young people of Haslington, good evening. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. They said the partying are young people, but it's very propaganda. I am very young, very, very young. I saw something on Facebook this morning that hits me out. James Bond, I have to address James Bond. He said that the East Coast, 99% of the youths are voting PPP. That's a lie. I want the people of the young people of the East Coast to understand that the PPP do not have a plan. They don't have a vision for you. 5 years to destroy this country. 5 years. 5 years. They put this country through torment. And this is time to remove them. The 4th of September is a time to remove them. But first, you need to understand that the APNU, we have the policy, we have the program to take you out of poverty. Yes. I told Stung 2 nights ago, 100,000 cannot take you out of poverty. 100,000 cannot take you out of poverty. 50,000 or putting on a red jersey can't take you out of poverty. Young people, wake up. You need policies and program. And under the APNU government, Aubrey County government, he will deliver for us. The cost of living in Guyana is so high. So high. I'm traumatized now because you know why? This is the 3rd time I'm speaking about this. I drive through Border Market and a pound of celery. A pound of celery is for $5,000. Haslington, this economy, we fed up. Haslington, you fed up? Y'all fed up? The last government, the APNU AFC increased public servant salary to 77% without oil. Our economy was flowing good. But when the PPP took office, with oil money, everything rise to the sky. To the sky. Haslington, we cannot afford to live in this economy like this for the next 5 years. No way. For Guyana to go, the PPP must go. Our housing program that was established by Aubrey Norton, the man with vision, the man that have you at heart. The housing program is a rent-to-own housing scheme where the government will build a house and you pay a rent to it, and when it's covered, it becomes yours. Haslington youths of the East Coast, the APNU have you. You don't need to fear. You don't need to stand up in long line. Sit down on bench at breakdown at housing ministry for 8 hours, 10 hours. No, you don't need to know somebody in there. We have the program, we have the policy, and we will set the system so you could benefit from it. Young people, this is time. It is a chance for you to do the right thing. Don't follow the blue. The blue wasn't here when things was rough or things rough now. And now they come. They come like Prince. But Haslington, reject the PPP, reject whatever they come with, reject win, reject everybody. If there's not APNU, we don't want to hear from them. Tell them straight. Tell them straight, only the APNU have a policy and program that will take you out of poverty. Our sports industry, the Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports, Charles, that man is so incompetent. Look, for example, your ground right over there. It can't finish yet. I saw these young man was playing football this afternoon in bushes. No, we cannot enhance our skills like that. Young people, we cannot do that. The corruption is in the money that they give their friends, family, and favorite, and they can't finish the project up to now. That's where the money is going. Young people, put some sense in your head. Put some sense in your head. Come September 1st, this is time for you to take yourself out of poverty. And what the APNU government will implement is a national health insurance for all and it's because of the PPP. These guys don't have no plan, no vision for you. Come on, young people. Wake up and focus. We have you, the children. My comrades speak about the free transportation for children that will be going to school, free meals in school. That's what the government do. The PPP had 5 years in government. And all the president did was dance out of tune for 5 years. But let me tell Infernally something. You'll be dancing out of power come the 1st of September. Come the 1st of September, you'll be dancing out of power. And we will make sure that happens. The young people of East Coast will make sure that happens. Out of power you're going. Kicking you out. On sport, we still on sports. In Region 6, the track is incomplete yet. Region 10, incomplete yet. What Charles doing? What Charles doing? And they got the audacity for coming your village for talk about development. No, we don't want you. We reject you. We reject the PPP. It's time for you to reject the PPP. Rejecting you guys. Aubrey County North. Now we're close with this. The man with the vision for Guyana. A lot of young people tend to don't want to know this man. But this man is a good man. He leads by example. He's not sanctioned. He's not charged with corruption. No, he's clean. As one of my comrades said last night, his hair is shine, it's clean, no corruption. And that is the leader you want to lead you. That is a leader that you want to take you out of poverty. A man with vision, a man with purpose. Aubrey County Norton. Guyana, young people, give Aubrey County Norton a chance. Not just because he's a politician. He's a down-to-heart man. He's a down-to-heart man. And I want you young people to understand something. Don't listen to what people have to say. You get to know somebody for yourself. You get to know somebody for yourself. Because a lot of propaganda going on, spreading the lies, spreading the rumors, spreading. But one thing for sure, Aubrey County Norton will be the next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. There's so many things I want to say, but I will close with this. If you go blue, you're bound to lose. If you go red, you're done dead. But if you go green, you're done clean. Thank you, Haslington.
Put your hands together for Mr. Fammy. Ladies and gentlemen, Haslington, how are we feeling this evening? Are we ready for September 1st? Are we ready to vote PPP out? All right. Put your action where your mouth there. Come September 1, they have to go. In order for Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. Back to Haslington Grove, NDC. You know, I have to talk about my field. I told them not to buy the garbage truck, not to buy the mini excavator. They bought it. Every other council has been given one by the government. What happened to Haslington Grove? Are we Mongols? No, we're not. We're smart. And to date, the mini excavator must be worked but 3 hours out of the 3 years that it is there. I gotta talk the talk tonight. If y'all only know the fight that I'm getting at that NDC from our own people, the regional vice chairman, he fought me because they had their aim. They want our NDC to be controlled by the PPP. It will never happen, Haslington. Y'all know who's the regional vice chairman? All right, I'm glad it's somebody calling it. Right? So I was wondering why these people are always fighting me. But moon around till they catch them. And so now I'm seeing the reason why I had all these fights. They don't have your interest at heart, Haslington. Anytime I talk about the public, in Haslington, my brother raised the point of the ground. It's ashamed on Charles Ramsup. Same thing going on at Victoria. We're going to talk about Victoria when we go there, but I got stitching the point. Now they're trying to fight up to build all these things in Haslington and Golden Grove and Beirut and Nabaklis and so on and so forth. You hear the names of the villages I'm calling? Who live there? People like me and you. Why we have to take the back burner? Aren't we not important? Aren't we important? We are very important. And so, we have a man with a vision. We have a real man in the form of Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton. We don't have to question if he's a man or not. We know he's a man. He has a wife and so on and so forth. I'm going to talk off and left off. Haslington, it's time for us to wake up. Where was Quindon Bacchus gone down? Now, right in Haslington, in the news. Right in our very hometown. Have we got answers to the many questions? We're still waiting. And I can go on and on. But the APNU, as was said before, we have a plan for every person in this country. Every single person. We are going to put the people first. what does it mean to have all these fancy bridges, fancy hospitals, fancy roads, and you don't have human resource? You're not developing your human resource. And so one of our speakers talk about training. I was trained under the leadership of none other than Aubrey Compton Norton. I'm a product of him. And I takes a crapo and put him there to lead. The people are supporting that crapo. Why can't we support our own? Why can't we support our own? Haslington, I know we big and we get sense. And so, come September 1st, we are going to prove that we are supporting our own. Put your hands together tonight, Haslington. It can only be made possible if we all get up Monday, September 1st, bring out somebody as we go along. Wake up your neighbor. Tell them you have to go and vote. It's not only for you. It's for your children, for your neighbor, for your community. We heard about the threshold. We heard about the finances. Yeah, I want to copy my leader, my president in waiting. There's some copycats. If Apnu wake up tomorrow morning and say we're gonna do this, better ensure they're copying it. Copycats. I know of a student in my class who used to copy everything. He copied my name and all. He didn't even know his own name. I don't want to say, but I want to say that we have some copycats over there. The question was asked, where was Win? When we were going through our cries and our struggles in Haslington for the murders and the injustices, where was Win? Nowhere in the making. In fact, they were hand in hand with the PPP. They used to support. And let me tell y'all something. You see the mama guys in themselves? I don't think they truly fall out, you know. I don't think they truly fall out. And so we have to be very careful, Haslington. Because a vote for Win can very well be a vote for the PPP. They don't go against each other regardless. And so it might very well be a trick to catch us. It might very well be a trick to catch us. Haslington, I know you are wise. I know you are wise. And I know come September 1st, you are going to vote smartly. Haslington, are you ready? No, I can't hear you. Haslington, are you ready? Come September 1st, put the X. Nice, little, sexy X. Don't show the world that you can draw and put a big X and go and spoil it. You just go to the center of the box. Make that little X. Once they see that little X in there, they can't say it's spoiled. And we're watching them. We're watching them with many eyes. I believe that the same people that put them there will take them out. Don't worry. We will help them come September 1st. Our next speaker is your very own. She's short, but she's story long. And I know tonight she's going to empty her stomach because she got a lot of things to say. But she's going to still keep it within the confines of the time that I'm going to give to her. Ladies and gentlemen, Haslington, I present to you none other than the young, bold, courageous, beautiful, long story, long-winded, but she does talk the right thing, the facts. You know the truth does hurt them, right? And so tonight, I wouldn't stand between you and Miss Robin Simon.
Haslington, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Mr. Spencer, thank you for that introduction. Everybody, good evening. First, let me say thank you for coming out. And I am going to be careful because one thing I know, when I talk, others get arrested. If I present myself wanting bulletin, this come out for me. So I will speak, I will spoke, and I will speechify. Haslington, first of all, let me remind you, lest you forget. This village came under existence because of the 1964 massacre. Most of our seniors in this village, this beautiful village, fled from Enmore under the Apanjat regime. I am not telling you this tonight because I want you to hate on anyone. What I want you to remember is that the seniors of this village, the seniors, I'm going to repeat myself, the seniors of this village laid a foundation for us. And as residents of this community, it is only we respect them, respect what they did for us in this village, and we do not allow no other party but the APNU to help you to grow. This village is a very important village to me. I haven't forgotten you all. And I'm going to tell you why it is important. My grandmother lost 3 sons in that 1964 reign of Apanjat. One of them was burnt with acid. His privates was cut off and placed in his mouth. And that is one of the major reasons they fled from Enmore, a village they all grew together between the East Indians and the Africans. They were living lovingly in Enmore village. And had it not been for Janet who gone home, who straightened her hair to look like one of the East Indians and brought in Apanjat into this country, we would all still been living together in love and unity. The PPP is continuing their division stroke against us. They are continuing to separate us as a people. Do not allow them to continue to separate us as a people. We must stand up for unity. We must stand up for truth. We must stand up for love. Comrades, I'm not a politician. I'm going to speak from my heart tonight. What I'm going to tell you is this. When Quindon was gunned down at the back of Haslington's scheme, why I bring back this? I want you to remember that the Guyana Police Force gave three statements. 3 statements to the family and to us citizens of Guyana. And all 3 statements they give, it was a lie. Thanks to forensic, who set Quindon free because they planned to place a gun on Quindon. No came to us at Golden Grove. We protested 40 days at Golden Grove Market, and nobody came to us. When I say nobody, nobody came to us. When they decided to shoot up and all these things, the comrade leader, the same Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton, turned up and stood up for us. Unto a day like today, I am still before the court for Quindon Bacchus case, myself and 10 other young men. And funny enough, one of our same young men who the APNU is paying for him to be before the court with proper lawyer stood up to me in front of my face, and said to me, there will be no more PNC. But tonight I stand against that liar in Jesus' name. Tonight I'm going to crown him with many crowns of thorn because he's a demon. The APNU is a respected party. We love you. We care for you. We care about you. We are not about division. We are not about segregation. We are about growth. We are about freedom of speech. We are about respect. And a vote for the APNU is a vote for your growth and development. Your family's growth and development. Your children's growth and development. A vote for the APNU come September 1st is a guarantee. A guarantee wealth for you and your family, your loved ones, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and generations to come. Residents of Haslington, I am pleading with you tonight. They said that Mr. Aubrey come to Norton ugly. That's okay. They say that Mr. Aubrey come to Norton just drink rum. I just drink rum too. That's okay. They say that Mr. Aubrey come to Norton does not have a vision. That is a lie. My other colleagues will come up here and tell you boldly about the plans, but I am speaking to your heart. I want you to understand that this thing is not about your face and who looks. This is about the heart. This is about leadership. This is about people who will stand up for you. And one thing I must tell you, whether it's PNC, APNU, we have always been standing up for you, the citizens of this country. It is by right that you do not become distracted. It is by right you do not split your votes. It is by right you do not allow no other party to come into this village and make demands of you. But one thing I will tell you tonight, my brothers and sisters, I can't mind and feed all of you right now. So if they're going to come to you and you have need for money, it's your money. Take the money. Take the money. It's your money. Those of you who are working public servants, you're paying those taxes, the money belongs to you. They come with you and they give you a contract. You are a citizen of this country. Take the contract. But when September 1st comes and you go behind there, it's you and God alone with your pen or your pencil. Vote the PPP out. Vote them out. Comrades, the word of God says that if your right hand offend you, cut it off. But I wouldn't want you to cut it off. I would want you to go and find treatment for it. But right now, even in Guyana, you have to be afraid to go to the hospitals in this country. You have to be afraid to go to these hospitals in these countries. At one point, you cannot even understand what the doctors are telling you because this government did not invest in their own resources. This government did not invest in the people. This government up to today cannot invest in the citizens of this country to train them to become nurses. They want to import nurses and import doctors. And some of these cannot understand English language. How are you going to treat my concern or my sick? What will you tell me? Residents of Haslington, those of you who are online, watching this meeting from all across the world, I want to plead with you to do not allow yourselves to be distracted. We have struggled. We've been struggling. And if you give the PPP government another chance, you will continue to struggle. all these years, Haslington, when PPP took office 2020, they did development in more, like my colleague said. They passed Haslington, passed Golden Grove, passed Nabaklis, did some work at Cove and John, passed Cove and John. When they finished with Cove and John, they passed Victoria. They went into Lowlands, past Anns Grove, gone to Ma'aika. They made sure they developed all their strongholds. And when they finish, then they're coming back to us. This playground is a typical example. Look at it today. They come with a mesh fence. If you decide that you want to keep a little promotion there to make some money, those of you who are promoters, you know how much money you got to spend to box up and box around so that you can make a little money to prevent people from seeing what's going on inside of there? Do you think under the APNU government we would have done that for you? If we had the oil resources the PPP have now, tell me what you think we would have done. We would have done more for you. So you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity now. This is your opportunity to help me, to help all of you in this village, country of Guyana, by voting the APNU in office come September 1st. And before I leave, I want to remind you that this soil is our soil. Come September 1st, you're waking up and taking your children with you, those who are first-time voters, and you're voting 2 times. One at the top for general and one at the bottom for regional. And you are marking your X next to the palm, which signifies APNU. Let me hear you say it. AP. Let me hear you say it. And for Guyana to grow, the PPP, no man, you're all ready with this thing. Let me hear you. For Guyana to go, they have to go. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
All right, that was the voice of Miss Robin P. Simon. I think you can do better than that, Haslington. Come on, give it up for our very own. Well said. In order for Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. You know, the PPP government think that we are foolish. And so they will come to bribe us here and bribe us there and give us a little 10,000 here and a little 20,000 there. But I want you guys to do the math or do the comparison to what they are giving to their very own friends, family, and favorite. So you jumping up for 10,000 while their friends, family, and favorite getting 200,000 and 500,000. I want to tell you also an 800 million. Wow. I want to tell you all a little secret about the contracts. One of them who had no money, he got this contract from the PPP. And he came to borrow my money because he ain't got the money to invest. You know, he's got to put a percentage. I said, buy me money a little bit. My point is, when you get this contract, and we're not even getting the contract, I think we're getting the subcontract. You have to go to rent all these machines. Who are we going to rent them? The same people. We don't have it. And so by the time you pay this person and pay that person and pay, what are you ending up with? Zero. Or barely next to nothing. They talk about the $100,000 that they shared. Haslington, you guys know, all of you know, that when you turn up at Haslington Nursery School, right behind us here, it was a disaster before you could have gotten that $100,000. I've seen people fall down Waiting for that. Now, our poor senior citizens, this wicked government had lining up for that $100,000. Come on. Our senior citizens have served this country. They should not even have to be in any line to collect any money. That money could have been sent to the post office and given with their old age pension. Now these old folks, our senior citizens, pregnant mothers, no plan, as somebody said. No system was put in place to deliver this money. No system. So we have a government without any plan. They don't see any farther than their noses, or nose bridge, as they say. But we have a government, and when we take office on September 1st, we will have all the plans, and we'll roll them out so that everyone benefits equally across the board. We will not pressure you. We'll send the monies to your bank account and all of that. Make the system easy, man. Freedom, as somebody says. Haslington, we must not forget that the bald rat, according to my leader, said, somebody said to him, he has to get a special type of detergent to wash his hand after shaking black people's hand. And we're still running after what's happening to black people's hand? They scorn us. Our hands are dirty. Is anyone better than our African brothers and sisters? No. Haslington. 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 I know you are wise. And I know that you are seeing all that is happening. Incompetence at its highest level. Corruption at its highest level. You're not allowed to speak freely, well, except in the cases of a few. I think, was it, y'all remember when somebody said, and they placed James Bond and the other two persons and said these people are jumping, they get crapo spirit? I want to tell you that they have jumped and jumped and jumped. They're ending up in the opposition come September 1st. They have jumped themselves into opposition. I am appalled that our people seem to forget quick. You remember the 22-year-old when she went to the Diamond Hospital? They couldn't find simple oxygen and she died. 22 years old. Young, promising lady. Fort Wellington Hospital and Myconi Hospital to furnish the new hospital. So imagine you're building all these hospitals and have no plan. Have no one to work there. You don't have the equipment. I saw an interview where a PPP supporter was saying, oh, they need to do that and we need a working, what did he say? Respiratory system, whatever they call it. He said they have none at the new hospital. Do they have a plan? The answer is no. And even if they have one, they cannot execute. Remember which university the president went to? Maybe it's a new university that was built. I don't know about that. It's a shame how we are being treated in this country. And yet we see it fit to run behind these vagabonds. Thank you for that word. Trench crapo, according to the famous speaker. You know him very well. Come September 1st. You know, sometimes we're saying, take what they have to offer. Take it. It's whose money? Whose money it is? I want one of them to come on stage and say that I have gone into my bank account. Well, even if they say that, their bank account, the money that is in there, if not all, part of it is our money still. You know, they get to thief the money by burning down them schools and so and billing them back. That's where they're getting to thief. So they can't develop our human resources. They wouldn't get to steal then. But by building roads and bridges and so on, they will get to steal the money. We have cats watching the milk. Puss jump them, man. You make me use a bad word there. Somebody said puss jump the man. Shame on the PPP. Haslington, I know we are going to palm it up. Come here, let me see your palms this evening. Palms all around. We are going to palm it up come September 1st. Look for the palm at the top. General. And we're putting a nice little sexy X there in the center of the box. And then we go to the bottom and we'll see the same palm. Don't look for nothing else. You see, when you think of a palm, you think about bearing fruits. You think about giving shades. When the sun is hot, you can walk and you can stop and have a nice little lemonade under the palm tree. Open door, you get breeze and everything. But when you have a cup, you cannot easily tell what's in that cup. And I'm sure that we look at all these African moods where is seen by all because it is planted in the yard, the tree, by the rivers of water, and it never gets old. It's always green. What you say? Look for the palm. Palm. The palm, not necessarily the tree, but look for the palm of the hand. Let me see your palm. Let me make sure everybody show me their palm. Show me your palm, Haslington. We're going to palm it up. We have another young lady. They say with this party and get young people. Lie. When you want to see lie and hear lie, check the PPP. Share lies. And so, I wouldn't stand between you and our next speaker. Vibrant, energetic, intelligent. Did somebody say lawyer? Yes. Miss Vanessa. She's a lawyer, not a liar. I said she is a L-A-W-Y-E-R. So that's the lawyer, no? Yes. She is a lawyer. Not like some of them who's selling out the country. And Robin talked about foreign workers or something. We have those Chinese and Portuguese and all them building the road on the line, the railway embankment. First thing you show up to them, can't speak English, can't speak English. So you cannot get to ask any question. You don't know what is going on. We foreign, you see PPP? Foreign-minded with local bodies. That's what they are. Vanessa, so put your hands together for her as she makes her way on stage. Play the music.
Impossible to do. We don't want PPP no more. Remember what PPP do. Shut down in the true. And I even some trying to prove so easy. PPP, yes, we should have touched.
Haslington. Good night, Haslington. Haslington, I come to you from a neighboring village, Bachelor's Adventure. Can you hear me, Haslington? For the PPP to go, the PPP must go. For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. For the PPP to go, the PPP must go. Haslington, I come to you tonight with good news, great news. On September 1st, 2025, we get to cast our ballot. We get to vote. And when we vote, we will vote resoundingly for a partnership for national unity, the APNU. Who we voting for? APNU. And there will be no mistake that the APNU will take the government of Guyana in 2025. Now, I want to start with our youth in mind. Last night, I had a very unpleasant and nasty experience that I will tell you about, Haslington, because it's important for you to understand what is going on in our country, Guyana. Today, we celebrate International Youth Day. And the theme is Local Youth Actions for SDGs and Beyond. Now, SDG means Sustainable Development Goals. This PPPC government has made sure that those goals are not achieved by our youth. Last night, I was preparing to go to a public meeting at Enmore. So I put on my green jersey because who we voting for? APNU. So I put on my green jersey and I decided that I will go early. And just as I was walking through the door, I got a phone call from someone that I know. I'm not calling any names because I'm still involved in the court matter. Well, it's going to be a court. Of wood from his neighbor's property. So I went to the police station right here on the East Coast. I went to the police station. That's why I didn't go to the public meeting at Enmore. I want you to listen to this very carefully. And when I went to that police station, there were 3 young black men seated on the bench since midday. So I inquired of the officers whether I could speak with them, and I was told yes. And I asked what the issue was, and they said that there was a false report. It occurred to me then that I should try to secure bail for them. So I asked the officers about bail, and I was told that bail would be granted in the sum of $100,000. Now remember, we're talking about a simple larceny case. And you have in office, people who walked out on fraud charges without $100,000 bail. Remember that? So when you vote on September 1st, do not forget it. I am an angry woman tonight, and I come here to tell you that I will stand with my people because my people deserve better. And when you say that lawyers have left our party, nonsense, because the lawyers stood up with the party. Roysdale Ford Senior Counsel is with APNU. Dr. Dexter Todd is with the APNU. Dr. Paul Williams is with the APNU. Don Cush is with the APNU. Vanessa Thomas is with the APNU. Do not be fooled. Go and look at the candidates list and you will see what is going on. Now, When I asked about the bail and they said $100,000 bail, I said, okay, we'll find the money. You know what happened? Within a few minutes, we were told, no bail, no bail. They had to go into the lockups and pass through court today because they turned up with $100,000. Poor people not supposed to have money. Haslington, when you vote on the 1st of September, remember the story, because what you are voting for is your freedom. Now, I inquired about one, why the bail was so high, and two, I inquired why it seemed that there was a revocation of the vote. No answers coming. It came from higher up. So I made calls. I stayed in the station until after midnight last night. And I had with me a young attorney at law. And she said to me, I didn't learn any of this in law school. It's the first time that I'm seeing something like this. It was so egregious. Now let me say something to you. The APNU promises that we will protect our young people. Our young people will be protected. I want to speak directly to the young men and the young black women. Stay at home, stay focused, stay calm, and on the 1st of September, exercise your right to vote. Make sure that on the 1st of September, there is no mistake. Do not waste your vote. Do not split your vote. Do not sell your vote. There is one vote that you have. Exercise that vote and do it smartly. And make sure that when you vote, the APNU is the vote that you are making. You are voting for the palm. And you're doing it 2 places on the paper. At the top and at the bottom. Now, as we celebrate International Youth Day, I want to say to you that APNU has a plan which embraces our youth empowerment scheme. That program ensures that young people will be trained for jobs, and particularly jobs in the public service. It ensures that there will be cash transfers for young people. The program ensures that young people will benefit in 3 distinct areas: education and personal development, entrepreneurship and economic growth, sports, arts, and innovation. And that means that there will be a reforming of the laws so that the patents and the copyrights and trademarks of our young people, their intellectual property, is protected. Now, APNU is not just about young people. We will make sure that our women are protected. Because coming out of that story last night, I want you to know what I witnessed. I witnessed 3 men on the bench and their wives outside. And their children were at home unprotected. That is not acceptable in my Guyana. And so what we will do as women, we will make sure that when we vote for the palm. Because for Guyana to grow, the PPP must go, and never return. Now, our women deserve better. Those women who were at the station last night, my heart bled with them because they were waiting on word. And I saw them looking at me for hope. Well, I got them the bail today. And miraculously, the bail moved from, listen to the story, $100,000 to $50,000 to $70,000. That's what is going on in this Guyana. Tomorrow morning, we have court. So tomorrow morning, you know what? Y'all send up your prayers. Because APNU people are praying people. And so no matter what they tell us about jarring us, back to sender. Because guess why? We are a strong people, and we will make sure that when we vote together in unity. Unity is what we will vote for, because we are one people, one nation, one destiny, and our destiny is a partnership for national unity in government. The protection of our young women who have been abused, used, is important. Those young women who are responsible for nurturing their families must be protected. Our living conditions must be better. So APNU promises a livable income with a minimum wage of $200,000. The promise is that our pensioners are also going to be protected. Now, for electricity, and I want to talk to you about the quality of life. You know, as I said the word electricity, I remembered what happened in Linden on Sunday. Well, if there was any iota of doubt in my mind that we are taking government in September, there was no doubt when we went to Linden. No doubt when we went to Linden. And I want to appeal to our leaders that what Linden wants, Linden must get. Because Linden turned up on Sunday despite the blackout and the rain. And we put up our cell phones and we showed them what the will of the people looked like. Because who God bless, no man will curse. Now our people have to make sure that there is focus. There's a lot of distraction. And you will see in social media a lot of talk about corruption. Our leader is not a corrupt man. Aubrey Compton Norton, the next president of Guyana, will make us proud. When we vote for him, we vote for our children's future. And that future is important for Guyana. Now I say ACN, anti-corruption nebulizer, because when we get into power, Aubrey Norton will immediately take care of that issue. You can't say corruption in Parliament. Well, we're saying it tonight. The corrupt government must go. We have a prime ministerial candidate, Jurita Vanessa Fernandez. Another Vanessa. Vanessa come, Vanessa go. Jurita Vanessa Fernandez, an indigenous woman who is doing a lot of work right now in our hinterland region. The women will look to her for leadership, and we will make sure that she protects her own. I am reliably informed that the PPPC went into St. Cuthbert's mission or promised black water tanks in 2025. You think that you can buy an Amerindian vote with a water tank? Nonsense. We will palm you out. Palm you out. A black tank and a bicycle for someone's vote? Our vote is not for sale. And we're certainly not selling it for a black tank. Idiots. No. Coming down from Linden, we came on the highway. Well, I call it Zero's Highway because there was zero execution. The road development assessment for me is at zero. And we just do not want roads. We want affordable food, which we are not currently getting. You are supposed to feed us, to clothe us, and to shelter us. And you have failed. So all of the flags that you have on the post, all of the flags mean nothing to us. And every time you put up another flag, you upset us. So you better stop. But you know something? I was thinking about it on the way here. You know something? I recognize that these people are smart. The flags are flying already at half mast. All right, good. Because they are in mourning from all now. And so when we flag it, put the flags, please, above these things that they call flags. Every flag represents a failure because the cost of those flags could have been made, the cost of the flags could have paid for a reward for an investigation for Adriana Young's death. Look how many flags. Wasting taxpayers' money, and don't let them tell you that the money is their money. Where they got the money from? Even if the contractors gave them the money came from the government treasury. That's where the money came from. And we will not allow them to lie to us any longer. So, Haslington, I say to you that you must not let the APNU down because we will never fail you. What we promise to you is a better standard and quality of life that you deserve. The people of Guyana deserve so much better, and our promises to you will be delivered. I say to you that we have inclusivity in our party, inclusion. So don't let people tell you that this party only has black people and this party has failed Indians. Again, more nonsense. So you're saying basically that Ganesh Mahipal is a Nimakaram? No. You're saying that Ricky is a Nimakaram? No, we're not accepting that. We will protect our Indian brothers and sisters from you and from your corruption.
Thank you. Come on, Haslington, give it up for our lovely, well-spoken. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she talented? Isn't she well-spoken? What about calling the big words? What, didn't she do a good job? Unlike some people who can't call them, is the word reparation? How many times did they take to call that word? Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an important point to make to us. The PPP wants to win Region 4. They want to win Region 4. And we must never allow them to win Region 4. If they win Region 4, we doom. And it can only be possible if each of us come out and vote. Don't stay home and say, what me one voting important. Every vote matters. And I want to tell us something. We have to be very observant. There are some strangers coming to live in Region 4, coming to live next to us. They're trying to populate it with other people so that they can win it. We must be vigilant, Region 4. Haslington, we must be vigilant. If you see a strange person living next to you, question it. Where he come from? What he name? He named upon the list. We have to be vigilant. We have to protect Region 4. We have to keep our eyes wide open. Don't worry with the bonds. Bond is part of bondage. Be careful with the bonds. Of all person, the bond forgot what the PPP did to him. Of all persons, he has proven to be ungrateful. And they say ungratefulness is worse than witchcraft. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to us our next speaker. They say we don't have Indians. I want y'all to describe this man when he come on stage. Because he is soft and straight and so. So me don't know what he is if he's that Indian. He might need to tell us what he is. I present to you
You only miss the love. When I see my friends become my enemies, I say,
Haslington! Spence says my hair is straight. It's soft too, right? Thank you, Spence. Haslington! Good evening. You know, when my friend Robin was speaking, my hair stand on my hand because she speaks from the heart. But tonight, we'll have to add some facts to that. As I stand before you, as a candidate, and as a brother, and as a neighbor, because I live right across there, Cove and John. Because I understand your struggles, and I understand your dreams. But your dreams has been held back because you are being considered last. When we were in Parliament from 2020, in 2021 also, we tell them that they are separating our villages, green and red, and your roads that they're boasting about, where you are last to be considered. There are some, where my friend is from Victoria, incomplete. They're now hustling with Beirut. You must remember these things, that you are last on the list. But on September 1st, we're going to be the first in line because Ricky Ramsup is right here. And we ain't going anywhere because we have a true leader, a man of dignity, respect, honesty. And believe me when I tell you honesty, because everything he says is the facts. And he's consistent with it. And any person who's speaking the truth will be consistent. Not Yanis listen Thursday? Or who? Or what? Or Sue? You understand? You must understand these things. And his name is Aubrey Compton Norton. And I'm proud to stand alongside him because he understands intelligence. And he like intelligence, young people within him. And that is why he have put within his list 65% of youths. Because he believe in young people. And he given us a chance. So today, I bring you a message of transformation. Because for Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. We had enough of corruption, enough of cronyism, and enough of oil wealth that trickling down just to a few. We have a credible, as I said, presidential candidate. Alongside him, we have a young female indigenous prime ministerial candidate for a long decades and decades and decades. And Aubrey told us 3 years ago that she will be a good prime ministerial candidate. So this is not a wake up and today and tomorrow business. Because he recognized the potential in the youths. And her name is Vanessa Fernandez. Comrades, I must speak about governance. When we are in government, we have created the Natural Resources Fund, an act that to ensure that we had an oversight committee where 22 people were sitting to ensure that the monies that is there, it is being put into projects so that you can see it. You know what they did? They removed it. You remember when we were fighting in Parliament, they removed the mace? People didn't understand what we were doing. You know what they did? They replaced it with 5 people, where 2 were supposed to be opposition. And the opposition, they selected those 2 persons for us. I don't want to tell us about transparency and accountability. We have also set up to monitor our oil resources and all the other natural resources. The extractive industry, today they are failing that because if you go on that website, you can be able to see that if we sell 1 million barrels of oil to Exxon, they paid us that money, and on that same website, you will see the government receive the same amount of money. It was that transparency we want to establish in Guyana. And that's the reason why the APNU government has established the GYEITI. You know what happened? 240 million US dollars disappear. Sticky fingers. Kleptocratic. And everybody said the P jump them hand. Comrades, let us not forget what they are doing to the non-oil sectors. Every sector has declined. The rice, forestry, bauxite, agriculture, even the sugar that they refine the target, they can't meet it. But they're spending billions of dollars. You must understand where this money is going. Friends, family, and favorites. The gold declined. But I want to talk to you about gold. I want to talk to you about gold. And the declaration that they're getting is not actually a declaration from here. It is coming from somewhere else. And it's coming from Venezuela. And they're baptizing it here in Guyana. And all they're doing is apologizing. The small business starting from $40 to $50 million. That's small change. Last night I spoke about this very thing and then more north, but I didn't see the video until this morning. The admissions, the corrupt, the rings, the gold rings, they're robbing our resources, they're robbing our revenue in every single sector and opportunity they have. Apologies cannot replace the money. Apologies are what? What happened to the money? Are you going to return it? Are they going to return the money? When we took office in 2015, you remember that Curacao gold bust? Over 800,000 ounces? They had to pay for it. I guess who was involved? One y'all small party that come and give in a bill house to y'all and sharing money and them telling y'all about y'all scrapes. That is what they're doing. If you were on it from hard salary like me, you can never do that. But it's the corruption is embedded in all of them. 27 years of that individual. So don't split your vote. Because if you do that, September 2nd, when you wake up and the PPP is still in government, can't eat your dinner. I we becomes a narco state. Today, the head of Kano is saying that he's been threatened. We must understand, and thanks to our government, that we brought in the DA here. Where's Paul? I saw Paul just now. Paul, we are going to establish and bring in also the CIA. And we are going to tell Paul and my comrade leader, he's not here, but he's going to listen, that we're going to set up in Essequibo a facility to service warships. Trust me when I tell you that. When we have our vision and policies, they are being copied. And hear me tonight, that you will see, don't tomorrow that they become the biggest copycat. And I will come into that. Comrades, I must also remind you about the failed projects. We must not forget, because we have wasted millions and millions of US dollars. The Skeleton Sugar Factory that never works. Over 200 million US dollars wasted. The fiber optic cables that we never saw. 80 million US dollars wasted. The specialty hospital. They never see the contractor, but the money gone. That's not sticky fingers. What do you call that? Quick fingers. The Army as far as hydro projects. Wasted, never see the daylight. Coming and tell us about we failed the projects, where the IDP said that the project will not be feasible. And now, comrades, they promise you the gas to shore project. Where is that? 5 years gone. They can't even finish a foundation, because that is not where it's supposed to be. It was supposed to be in Mahika, where the feasibility study was done and showing there's the most feasible way to put it, and we're in danger. Because environmentally also it is sound, because they don't understand the environmental implications. They're putting our people at risk. And we ask them if they have a financial management plan for the facility, and they never provided to Parliament. The same Prime Minister that is going to Linden, when we tell him that they are fooling them with electricity. He is the one supposed to bring it. Oh yes, we have it. He never bring it to Parliament. And he got the audacity to tell my leader, but he's bluffing. Probably saying about subsidies in Linden. They're selling out GPL. They should tell that. Comrades, as Robin says, that I must tell you of our policies, because our policies is putting you first. Our policies is a people-centered development strategy, which is not a policy that we wake up tomorrow morning and says, we can do this, we can do that. It was a policy that was enshrined in the APNU and developed by our leader that says that he is putting people first. He's putting you first. He's putting your children first. And he's putting your grandchildren first. Because that is what the APNU is all about. Putting the people first. Our development will not be about bricks and steels. It's about people. We will end poverty. Over 50% of our people still in poverty. Don't doubt me. That is the report coming from the IMF. Some of our people are struggling to have 2 square meals per day. And right in Region 6, that are running with the red flags. And they pick up the phone and call, oh, Ramjatan, oh, Ricky, y'all ain't coming. When they strike, and the sugarcane field, they locked up 19 of them. Pro bono. We have to leave Georgetown to go and represent them in Kanji. They must not forget that. It is the same PPP government that wants to jail you for your rights. For your rights. We will create good jobs and build thriving businesses and deliver quality healthcare, education, and public service. That is what we will do. We will ensure that we do this through training programs, especially for our nurses. They closed down the nursing program in Linden. The night school they closed down, but they're telling you they're building 7 hospitals across the regions. So I say to you, no more friends, family, or favorites, because we are putting you first. Because when the APNU win, or when you're voting for the APNU, you're voting for yourself and your children and their future. Because when the APNU win, Guyana wins. And when Aubrey wins, you win. Because that's his policy. We are going to ensure that this oil wealth work for you. It has, because it transparency body. They don't want you to see what is coming. When we ask them to go on the ship, then we must know the level of oil that is there. They don't want us to go because I sit in Parliament on the Natural Resources Committee and says we need to go out there because we need to see also. But they make a set of excuses. 5 years gone and we have not one trip. Not one. Every adult will receive a direct yearly cash grant of 100,000. They copy it. Copycat. 5 years, they give you 100,000. When I calculated, I put it on my Facebook page, it's $54.79 per day you receive in the last 5 years from this oil money. They tell me that was not so. It is the only cash grant that you receive. When we tell them to have 2 budgets, one for the oil and one for the other non-oil sectors, they put it together. So when the money goes into the consolidated fund, you can't see it. So the only money you can see is the 100,000 that came to you. That's what to line up for. So I'm saying to you, in addition to the 100,000, every household will benefit over $1 million per year in cash, subsidies, and benefit. Because we care. We ain't giving you handouts. We'll ensure that our policies through the different, like water and electricities. If you're going to earn, those who are paying bills, $5,000 and below, you are not required to pay. That will come directly to you. Those who are paying electricity up to 10,000, you're not going to do that anymore. We have to cater for those persons who are struggling. We have to cater for those single mothers. We have to cater for those elders. And we can give you $100,000 pension per month. Not for the 1,000. This is not a promise. This is a commitment from the APNU government. We will cut the taxes, raise the wages, public servants, my police friends. First 100 days, we will give you 35% increase on the salary. First 100 days. We are going to bring down the cost of living so that our wealth uplift every Guyanese, not just a few that connected. You know, we're talking this thing about cost of living. 5 years we've been tracking this. 2020, the time they came into Parliament, they tripled the budget. We told them that you're going to overheat the economy. They said, we know nothing, we know maths, we know economists, we know nothing. They know everything. But today they come and tell you that they have a blueprint for cost of living. After 5 years, they're telling you they have a blueprint for cost of living. They want to bring down the coke and gas, as I tell you, to 100,000.
but they can't finish the foundation on the gas and show project. What that kid is talking about? They're talking about farmers market. That's the way they want to bring down cost of living. Farmers market. We started in Maka in 2021. They want to replicate it now in Lusignan. And it backfires because they don't understand the principle to do it. Everything collapses around them. If you're going to create farmers market, what about the sugar? What about the rice? What about the flour? What about the things something imported? How are you going to get that down? Because they complain that the shipping cost is high. But nobody checks to see what the profit margin that they're putting on these products. And they went so bad. They're talking about cost of living. They're importing chickens illegally in this country. The big fat chicken, y'all see them? Shutting down the local people to produce the poultry farmers. I'm telling you about bringing down cost of living. Comrades, agriculture, we will make it a national priority. Guyana's future must be diverse, resilient, and self-sufficient. With better land access, affordable fertilizer, and modern storage. And when I'm talking about storage, I'm talking, you guys have to understand, not only us in Region 4 and the coastal should be benefit from all these programs, but our brothers and sisters in Region 1, Region 9, Region 8. And that is why we are going to build a coastal hinterland highways. We are going to connect all the regions through better paved roads to ensure that we ease access, to ensure that everyone has simple and easy access. We're going to upgrade our ferry services and bridges, the Esquivel Islands, to ensure that those farmers can bring the produce very easily. We're going to reintroduce the Guyana Airways to invest in a light rail system for public transport. Here's another copycat. They said they're going to subsidize the air transport for those regions, hinterland regions. They have no vision. No visions. So every time you come up with something, they're going to tell you they're going to do that. What happened to the last 5 years plus the 23 years that we're sitting in government? We're going to expand the internet across all the regions. You know, when we were in government, in 72 communities, we have installed internet access. They shut all down because they don't want the people in the regions to see what is happening. Our youth spoke about the sports, but we're going to invest in sports and recreation, build modern facilities. Not that one over there. I played round doors in that ground when I was a little boy. Right there. Right there. When I walked in here and I look over there, I was like, is this what the sports minister is doing? Through sports, we have to put Guyana back on the map. And we will do that. We'll ensure jobs and economic growth, where we can create tens of thousands of our brothers and sisters that remain unemployed or underemployed. We will change that. Under the APNU government, we'll create over 40,000 full-time jobs in our forest farms. Not those 10 days part-time workers. And when you turn up to go to meetings, they pay you. The least we forget. We're going to increase the minimum wages to 200,000 per month. Remove income taxes for those earning 400,000 and below. We can pay job seekers 50,000 per month with training and replacement. We'll empower entrepreneurs, support self-employed workers, and launch a development bank to provide easy access to credit for all. The time we say development bank, the man gone and say, you can create a development bank with 0% interest. 5 years, they didn't know that you need a loan to do a small business. Let me know that. biggest copycat. We are going to set up, and this is the leader's baby, a rent-to-own policies. Where the rent-to-own is that the government will build a house for you, and you will pay us like if you're paying a rent. But when you're finished, you're going to own that home without interest. If you don't have the land, we'll provide the land for you and build a house. You know what I just read before I come up here? I didn't know talking about owning your home. Copycat! This is ridiculous. But they don't understand strategies and policies. They don't understand it, the concept, because they're failing. When we talk about development bank, right in forestry, we had a revolving fund. That was a concept that came from me, from the private sector. They got $900 million. The forestry sector got 450 operators, approximately. 11 only got that loan. 11. So they don't understand the concept. They only hear about it. But they implement it. They don't know how to do it. Let me remind you, comrades, that in order for our nation to thrive, and in order for our nation to grow, the PPP must go. We have to ensure that we provide a safer communities. But I will leave that for my brother Paul Williams, because he's going to tell you about the safer communities. Because we are going to build a Guyana that is safe for every child and every family. Because I hear you talking about a day and night care for children. Do you trust them? Do you trust them? They can't even protect your children. They are created day and night. What do you do? What happened to the Madja, to the school children? Comrades, make no mistake, on September 1st, remember these things when you put an X next to the palm. Don't split your vote. Don't support those small parties. If you look at the ethnicity of those parties, you will see that they have care for only one set of people. Too often our nation has been divided by race, regions, and political favors. Everything they do, they're dividing us. We believe, the APNU believe in a united Guyana, not a one-party states, but a shared power and shared growth and shared respect. ACNU will restore transparency and accountability and the rule of law. My sister Vanessa was speaking of the last night, what she encountered. That should never happen. It should never happen. If you got good policies and good law, and you follow the rule of law, you can never move an offense from 100,000 to 50,000 back to 70,000. What is that? You're doing things that you feel. You're doing things that who comes into you. That's not a business. That's a professional office. That you have to get a standard operation procedure. Paul will deal with that. Paul, we got a lot of work to do, brother. Lot of work we got to do. They're talking about our infrastructure, but I must remind you that the Demerara Harbor Bridge was our vision, our plan, our project. The feasibility study was done, the money was secured. The Heroes Highway was secured. The Ogle to Eccles was already conceptualized and money was there. Let it prove me wrong. Let it bring the documents. Because I have it too. They are building roads where even 2 vehicles can't pass. And they're boasting about building roads in all communities across Guyana. They're building the roads and not building the drains. What do you think will happen? The Linden to Mabura Road was our project. I work on that insurance for those roads. The bridge across Linden was our project. So tell me, comrades, what have they done? What have they done? And that is the reason why they're stealing all our plans. That is why they're stealing all our plans. Because all those projects I tell you about was already conceptualized, already secure finance, already done feasibility studies for. So what have they done? I'll tell you what they've done. They're building across the one election. Our policies will guide you. Our policy will take you from cradle to the grave. And that is what we believe in. Comrades, remember, and I tell you again, do not split your vote. Vote APNU. Our statistics show clearly that we can do it. But with your help, we can do it. Encourage your friends, your neighbor, the youths, your family, everyone. We have to do the house-to-house campaign. You can do it from one house to the next. You have to help us take this fight. Because if you don't, cat gonna eat all of us dinner. In closing, my fellow Guyanese, this is not just a promise to you, but it's a commitment because it's enshrined in our policies. Because every child must eat, every adult must work, and every elder will retire in dignity. Thank you, Haslington.
Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise, Haslington. We want to hear you. In order for Guyana to grow, I can't hear you. In order for Guyana to grow, but damn sight, let me hear y'all. In order for Guyana to grow, and see one side also, in order for Guyana to grow, I want to let my servicemen know that better days are coming. Better days are coming. I don't want to stand between you and your next speaker because Guyana got to grow and September is coming fast. This man is a good man. This man is a respectable man. What they did to this man was unjust because he came out of the gutter and he rise to the top, but did not get to fulfill his dream. But however, he went and he furthered his study, and today we can call him doctor. Doctor. He went to credible university. Doctor Paul Williams. Dr. Paul Williams.
The little baby never planned to come on her, so I can't stop it, them and dish the baby dirt.
Haslington, good night. Haslington, good night. All right, listen to me. This voice you're hearing is a homebred voice. And why? My father is from Golden Grove. My father is from Golden Grove. I have a huge generation in Golden Grove. You know a lady called Choking Kind? That is my aunt. That is my aunt. That's my father's sister. You know Subau? That's my uncle. Okay? And many others. Many others. And my grandmother is from Victoria. But then I born and grow in BV. Grow up and spend most of my school days in Buxton. because this is where my grandfather from, my mother father. So I can tell you how much my bloodline stretch across this East Coast. And they're well known because in the line of sports, and just what Ricky said, all these grounds here were grounds that we toured in our days as schoolboys, coming to have fun at sports. And then my career in the Guyana Police Force. But when Ricky was speaking and Ricky said, everything that is being mentioned is being copied, I remember a song in our days partying, and a lot of you remember, you know the song? Everything I do, the monkey will do. If I rock back, the monkey rock back. Everything I do, the monkey will do. And that's what is happening. Everything that APNU put out there is being copied and followed by this government who has failed us and continue to fail us. Since I came on the platform at Melanie and I spoke, the president said he had a vision. But the vision when you wake up and say you're going to make all this promotion in the police force and cause confusion. You know, cause real confusion. Now, as it relates to our ranks who are being promoted, as I said, and I will endorse the same thing as it relates to Mr. Sloan, Mr. Conway. We're not against you being promoted because it's not you who promote yourself. And among you, many of you deserve your promotion because you're capable, competent, and can perform. You know, among yourselves, a lot of them are being promoted and they cannot represent the rank that they're carrying. They cannot hold the responsibilities. And what happens there? It creates problem. It creates problem. There is an order of ascension in terms of promotion. And when you see you've been a sergeant for 15 years, and then a man who's a constable under you, and because he got 27 years service, not looking at his records and his conduct, but he's now being promoted to inspector above you. What happens there? Problem. Problem, because the man, yes, you were a sergeant yesterday, but I'm an inspector today. So I'm telling you, you go in now and hold the gate. What happens there? So there are lots of problems are happening within the force, but then they don't care. All they want to do is to show as if they're so care and concerned about the police force, but then they're creating problems and anarchy. This morning on Kadaki program, question was asked, because I was on that program, if we have ways and means in terms of how coming September 2nd, when APNU attains the office of president and in control of this country, what we're going to do in order to bring the force back in order. I said there are so many things can be done, but you can't tell them everything because they're going to copy. But one way it can be addressed. First thing we need to look to see, as of 2025, what the Guyana police force ought to be like compared to others. So we must have a standard set. We must know where we want to go and what prevented us from not accomplishing to meet the standard here that we ought to be. And we're going to look to see all the measures and the things that we can be able to deal with within that performance gap. But I ain't going to tell them what we're going to do. But I know for sure, one thing we're going to do is that we're going to bridge back the relationship with our ex-police who are still knowledgeable and capable and competent to contribute to the lifeline of the Guyana police force. We will not, at no time, at no stage, remove away from the reservoir of knowledge, wisdom, and experience. That is important. If we don't do that, it simply means that definitely we're going to keep making serious mistakes. Haslington, I know you people are wise enough, smart enough, and understand everything that is going on. The evidence are there. Every day you go to social media, you go into the newspaper. From the time you step out of your home and you interact with members of the public, you're hearing so many things that are negatives. Negative to the extent that it places stress upon you. Sometimes if you really stop to listen, you won't even make it to the destination where you're going because of what this government is doing. This morning, while preparing to leave home for court, I saw a video came to my WhatsApp as it relates to an interview with Travis Chase and a young man. And that interview is very damning. Very, very damning. And if you are privy to that information or you have a discussion about it, how in heaven you still at this time pondering who you're going to vote for coming September 1st? How you going to be still pondering in your mind who you voting for September 1st? There is no other party can take you into the future and ensure that you, your children, your grandchildren, and your generation thereafter enjoy this wonderful Guyana that God has so placed into our hands. So you need to ensure that you talk to the young people, get them to understand. And in media conglomerates, what they do, they tend to direct everything in order for the way they want it to go. So every time you go to the social media, it's going to capture your attention and to play with your mind. Like, for example, every time you go to WhatsApp and you look at the program at the end of it, something is coming up to tell you that you must vote for PPPC. That is one of the tricks in media conglomerates. But you have to ensure that don't waste time looking at that. Don't waste time looking at that. Get yourself into programs that make sense. Understand what is happening around you. Because if you fail to do so, it simply means that you're going to make the situation worse, failing to vote the way you ought to on September 1st. We will have to vote APNU in power so we can be able to palm out the PPP out of office. The police force. So many things have been said. So many ranks have been beaten up that we have seen on social media. And it is time that that come to an end. Many of the ranks today who have been promoted and who are there are ranks who passed through. My trip the law entails, do the right things. Don't allow yourself to be used. Don't allow yourself to be selective in doing your duties, because a time will come that you will have to answer. And I always say, 3 places, nobody don't want to go with you. Don't care how they cry and how they demonstrate and perform themselves, they don't go with you. You know 3 places? Nobody don't want to go with you in the prison where you get locking up. Nobody don't want to go with you in the grave or the tomb. Okay? And nobody don't lie down with you on the hospital bed. Let's come and see you, but I'm going to see you. Okay? So those 3 places, nobody want to go with you. So members of the force, remember you will stand and fall by your records. So don't allow yourself to be used. Election day is coming. And you are to ensure that your instructions are clear, because there is where you will have mixed signals, you will have selective instructions, and that will create problems. Ensure that your instructions are clear. And 2, Read the law. Read the law, because you can be given instructions, despite it may appear to be clear, but they are wrong. Read the law, because why? I know in all my service, on election day, the police try to de-escalate rather than escalating situation. And also the police are to ensure that no one is being disenfranchised who comes to vote. So please, you are not responsible for putting no one out of the polling station. It is the polling officer who is in charge, has that responsibility and the final say. But don't take no instructions and they give you that to tell you that you're the one responsible for putting people out and say who must come in, and find yourself in the midst of a situation which can go very far. You're to ensure that you be inside the polling station at the closing of the poll and at the counting of the ballots. Be inside, that is your duty. No one is to lock you outside and tell you you gotta stand outside and watch the door. You're to be inside and to see that everything goes the way it ought to, and also to make records in your pocketbook. You ought to know the name of all the persons, all the agents, all the representatives, and everything that goes on there. Even at the end of the tallying, of the ballots, you must have that information in your pocketbook. So when time comes, you must be able to answer if being called upon. I'm giving you that information because I know it is going to be very, very important and critical. We received of information that the private security wants to get involved on election day. But I already sent that signal, and I know that it's being heard, and it ought to be looked at very seriously. No private security is superior to the police force or the joint services. It is a police force, and if the police so requires assistance, the GDF will come on board. I'm calling upon you, Haslington. I'm calling upon you, Guyana, to ensure that on polling day, you stand vigilant. Stay focused. Because I want to say this, in all our efforts, in all our rallies, in all our messages, in all our education, come election day is not a day for relaxation. It is a day for voting and a day to remain vigilant. Because they will try all sorts of tricks. All sorts of tricks. And we're to ensure that at no time or at no stage, any trick will get past us. Will get past us. When we look in terms of the situation that is going on, please, the evidence is there. For me, and I know for many of you, we cannot live another 5 years under this administration. Nowhere. Nowhere. It is not only you, our Indian brothers and sisters, and our other ethnic groups are sharing the same sentiments, but because you may not see them out there, it doesn't mean that they're not experiencing and feeling the same way we are feeling. But we are the outspoken ones. Okay? We are the outspoken ones. And we have to ensure that this government don't go back there in order to make situation worse than it is. What we have seen happening, this government has created system and designed it in such a way that our youths will be in the situation or the position they are in. They have destroyed the community high schools, and the community high schools were the hybrid schools which were teaching you two things. It were teaching you skills, and it was teaching you academics. So when you leave the community high schools, you were capable of going into the world of work, and you could have made a decision whether you wanted to continue at a higher level, Form 5, Form 6 of another school. That has been taken away. And after that being taken away, what we have in our community, a lot of youths gone wandering, a lot of youths become delinquent. And from delinquent, they move to criminal behavior. Unemployment. You know what is the employment they're creating for us? Super bet. Super bet. Persons at the super bet from the break of the morning to super bet being closed. I know in my days growing up, people who choose to gamble, it was recreational because they had the job to go, and in the afternoon, they see it as a recreation, but with the commitment that they have to be ready for work the following day. But imagine you're gambling and you don't have a source of income. So what it leads to? It leads to stealing. It leads to other ways and means in terms of making money quickly. And that of itself pushes our young people of criminal conduct and criminal behavior. And we ought to ensure that that no longer happens. Look how many of our youths are in prison. My brother, Dexter Tan, my colleague, a colleague of senior officer who are in the police force too, he can tell you, when you step into the court every day, it's young black men are there filling the courts. A lot of them are being charged and the charges are bad. A lot of them, because they're not legally represented, they have to go and sit and wait for months and years in the prison. Thereafter, what happens? They leave their child mother, the children mother, the wife unattended. She has to go now and look for a job, which is only security job she can get. The children left unattended. And there now, they start on their delinquent into the criminal behavior. We want to stop that. We want to ensure that our young people are being salvaged before going to the court. They have systems and ways and means we can exercise flexibility. We can be able to talk to them. When I was Commander Coven John, the nominee and I said, listen to me. Each one of you go to the fridge and take something to drink. And they watch me. I said, yeah, go and take something, but no alcohol. No alcohol for you. Take. And they went and they took Gatorade, the juice and everything. And I started to talk with them and asked them why they were in prison. And they told me, and I said, listen to me. This is waste of time. And I calculated, I said, look, for the amount of days you have spent in the prison, if you were out there working, you would have accomplished X amount of money. Take away this for your food, what's not, and this is what you would have had saved. And they told me, they said, Mr. Williams, thank you very much. And I promise you, I ain't going to be coming back into the prison. I can tell you, those men kept their promise. And that was since around 2014 or sometime, 2013, 2014, sometime thereabout. You know what 3 young men did? They went into Georgetown, where they're from, and they started to park vehicles around the town, raise money, buy their own cones, and parking vehicle in the town, and they're still parking vehicle in the town. Anytime I pass through the town, I see them, they will run behind me and tap on my vehicle. They know all my vehicle numbers. They will tap on me. They say, boss, what happened? You're passing me straight. I said, man, hey, them, no, stop. You got to drink a Guinness. You got, because you're the man who make me out here. And I feel so proud to see that they're still out there working and making money and looking well. Same thing today. I went to DHL to pick up a package. And a young man put me in a parking spot. And when I went in and I came out, they were grouped up. And I went to them and I said, look, this is for y'all. And I said, listen to me. This what you're doing, I appreciate it. Rather than being out there looking to rob or to steal something from somebody. And I talked with them and I asked them if they know these guys who are parking here. They said yes. And I said, well, you ask them who inspired them and who talked to them. And I said, it's the same inspiration and it's the same blessings I'm asking to come upon you guys to see this as a stepping stone towards something bigger. We need to talk to our people. Don't let them feel as though if they try to do something, they're less than us. That is the opportunity available to them. So our focus is in terms of making our youths better. It has been said by Ricky, we have the rent-to-own homes. Students who attend university and higher institution of learning will be given a monthly stipend starting with $50,000. Okay? Then you have parents who will be in receipt of $10,000 a month for each child who below the age of 18. So there are so many things, but it is not only about money. We want to see programs that we can able to build back patriotism, nationalism, respect, commitment. When we came from the rally in Linden, I drove down Carifest Avenue, and that was like about 2-something in the morning. And on the seawall, there were some activities going on there, and vehicle parked all over the road, even into the roundabout. It was chaos. And you want to tell me that the cameras that is there being monitored by the police, they could not see what is going on and have ranks deployed out there to make that situation or take care of that area? But you know why? That is the face this government wants to paint to the world. Who are the people that are disorderly? Who are the people that are the criminals? Who are the people not to be trusted? But they are creating the system for that. They are creating a system that happens to the March of Clinton Bacchus because that could have stopped before you pass and more. But they take you all the way down there because why? They wanted to create that situation. They wanted to create that situation. Adriana Young situation from the hospital to Regent Street, they created that situation because if you have private security standing up in front of all of the stores, why the senior administration before could not have said, here, listen to me. This situation is going to escalate because from here, they're going to come Regent Street. Keep your security intact until this place clear. But they send them home because why? They wanted that situation. They wanted that situation. And I'm saying it, and I'm not afraid. And they want to paint to the world. Who are the people? Black people are the criminals. So how you want black people run this country? That is the face that they're painting. And they're trying to put fear in our brothers and sisters. But thank God for social media. Because when they're in Barbies at Babu Jan and telling them that black man beating up Indian in tongue, real time they can call right away and say, Ricky, where you there? Buy me that tongue of sport, by watch me and my black friend them sit down here drink. So you can't fool people no more. You could fool people sometimes, but not all the times. And we need to understand that. Guyana, wake up. Wake up. And all those who know the right thing, stand for the right things. Stand for the right things. If we don't, I'm telling you, we're going to see the direction where this country is going to go under a next spell under this government. And we will have to be, I don't know what class of citizen in our country. I don't know what class of citizen in this country. So I'm appealing to everyone. Let us get serious. On election day, wake up all eligible members in your home and your community. Let them go there early, vote, get back home, and be vigilant. I'm appealing to you people. If you want Guyana to be a better place, it requires all of us coming on board. Coming on board. From the time we're going to look at things selfishly, it simply means we're only thinking about ourselves. But this requires hope. And hope is with our faith, which all of us must be looking to the prize of one thing. And what is that? Come September 1st, we vote in APNU. Why? Because for Guyana to grow, they must go. They must go. They must go. So I'm appealing to you people. Haslington, Golden Grove, the Buckless, and more. All of you people, I bring love, I bring respect, And please, don't let us down. Don't let us down. We're going to give you a future. And a future above all that you have never, ever could have imagined or seen. So please, and I thank you, good night, for listening to me.
All right, all right. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. In order for this wonderful country to grow, the PPP must go. Comrades, we just want you to watch with us for a few more minutes. We are so thankful for your patience, and we know that you are resilient people. We know that you will stay with us just for a little bit as I introduce another good man with a DR in front of his name. You see, comrades, we have bright people on this side. I can't describe the other side. They tell me that I flood. Comrades, let us be reminded that on September the 1st, you are going and vote general at the top and regional at the bottom. But you know what is very significant? Is that we are on top. That is very, very significant. We are on top. When I say that we are on top, is that the first symbol that you will see on the ballot box is we own the palm. And if you watch the jersey properly, you're going to see it. Huh? So we're going to palm them out. But we know it's getting late. But I want to bring on the doctor. And he is very credible. And this man I can't really describe, because this man went all over the world and studied at credible university. Not IFLOT. And this man got PhD after PhD after PhD. So I will not stand between you and Dexter Todd. Let us invite to the podium Dr. Dexter Todd.
Haslington, good night. All across standing, good evening. I want to speak to you very, very calmly tonight. Throughout this campaign trail, I've been making a lot of noise. But I want you to understand what I'm saying. Guyana is a beautiful place. Guyana is our home. Many of us, we got a lot of stories to talk about Guyana. Many of us, the struggles that we have had is right here. The victories that we have had is right here. And sometimes it is said that no one knows our stories better than us. We have for many years been told many lies. And many of us have come up in a culture in which we have seen things, and because we have seen the PPP operating in a particular way, we have said to ourselves that is what the truth is. And I have come tonight very shortly to unravel that. The first lie that the PPP has said to us is that there can be a comparison between the David Grander's administration, the AFNU AFC, back then in 2015, and their now government. Now, listen, I teach at two prominent universities, and I teach students who are doing their masters. And anytime a student who wants to get an MBA brings an analysis like that to me, I will give it 0. You can't have a comparison If you're going to have a comparison, you got to show me what the treasury had, the amount of money the treasury had in 2015 to 2020, and what amount of money it has from 2020 to 2025. And I will tell you that under the APNO AFC from 2015 to 2020 did 100% more than what the PPP has done from 2020 to 2025. The other lie they have said to us is that they are now doing better for us. But we cannot evaluate the PPP for 5 years. We got to evaluate the performance of the PPP because they have been in office for 20-something years. The first thing they have done that they have refused, and Haslington, I want you to hear me. The PPP to this date has not apologized for taking away free education. Has not apologized for that. You see what happened? They waited until a system of poverty, of lack, and where people are always wanting to beg for. Listen, they have created that system. The struggles many of you are going through and have gone through, that was created under the PPPC. Guyana has always been a rich country. Guyana has always been poorly managed under the PPPC. It has always been a rich country. The resources we have now, with the exception of oil, in Justcom, you look how they have handled every single sector. It has been a failure for the PPPC. The goal, we don't get the benefit of the goal because they are so corrupt. You're seeing unraveled right now one set of stories of gold smuggling. You really think gold smuggling happening now? Gold smuggling happening 20-something years under the PPPC. And all the resources going out. It is laughable when the rat said that he is going to clamp down. I don't know why Facebook don't shut that man down. He said he's going to clamp down on gold smuggling. 20-something years, you have all sorts of corruption. People taking our resources out of this country. We are getting little and nothing. Little and nothing. One man walked into my office last week, and that man was in tears. That man works at a very reputable, I won't say reputable anymore, a very big gold mining company in this country. That man said, Council, I take my little tops, and as a supervisor, I take my little tops. For all the years I'm working with that gold company for 15 years I'm working there. And I never take no tops and got to work. This is a hard-working black man. This is the first time I take my tops and had a little hangover. And when I drive and knock up the vehicle, you know what they did? They fired that man. They fired the man because 90% of the people who working at that company are Chinese. 90%. 90% of them working as a Chinese. When he tells you about the story, about what the Chinese them doing, the foreigners, you know, what they're doing, They say, he said, you think they broke up vehicle, they do this, they do that, and they are getting the best treatment. Imagine we have come to a place where foreign companies are coming into our country and treating us like nothing. Let me tell you something. The only reason you are not hearing the life stories of people on this stage or on social media is because a lot of them can't talk. You think some of the oil companies, Guyanese walking in right now, getting an easy time? Listen, our doctors, I have doctors in my family, and they are not even getting, they are more qualified medical doctors than the doctors foreign that they bring in. And they aren't getting the half of the money when the foreigners get in. Half the benefits that. And you want to talk. You see, when you talk about how the PPP and their system and their structure has kept us in poverty, these are the examples that you got to look. So you're only qualify. So this thing about degree, because they got a lot of people in this society that got degrees, but they cannot be paid for the degrees. You look at it. Guyana stands to be one of the smallest populations in South America. Living population, I must say, because I tell Guyanese plenty all over the world. But living population, living here. We ain't got them for the longest, since I born, they say we meet 1 million people, you know. And I don't understand what they're talking about. Since I born, they're saying that there's one number they're saying all the time. But let me say that it's true. Let me say that it's true. When you look at it, there is no sister Caribbean country that has the amount of wealth that we have in this country. None. But you must ask yourself this very important question. Why is it that any public servant in the sister Caribbean country can match their salary to us, and it's triple times what you're getting in this country? Why? Because the PPPC has one philosophy. You know what I mean? They got one idea. If they keep you in poverty and if they keep you in want, you will always come running to them. That is what they have done. They've tried on that system. They are intimidated by talent. They are intimidated by people who will rebel against them. They are intimidated by intelligent people. Listen, the PPPC continues to fool this nation. When you see, look at the amount of people. Let me tell you something. And I don't know why this does not worry our people in this country. Look how many 10-day workers registered. That ought to be a figure which is alarming, because it tells you that you have too many people who are unemployed in this country. Too many people. But look what you got to do. The 10 days worker. Listen to me. One of the things that they can't take from me is that I remain a lawyer always on the ground. I have been around the courts for 20-something years, from a policeman to a lawyer, so I know what I'm talking about. And I have always been connected to the people. So many of the 10 days workers, I know some of them. You know where some of them got paid when the PPP launched their campaign in Kitty? There was somebody there with a bus to pay them the little salary. So they had to go to the rally. And that lie that we have been told is that Bharat a fan, and who else? They are Lord over you. That is what they have created. The image in their head. You can't talk to Barack. You can't talk to Irfan. Imagine qualified contractors go and sit at 5:30 in the morning and the gate closed if they're late, and he bark on them, sit down, shut up. And people, let me tell you something. Was so bad, you're even frightened to move. If you move, you tremble. Why? Because you're frightened the contract take from you. But look at what he's doing to our young people. Look what they're doing to our young people. They give you a contract to clean a piece of drain or to patch a piece of road, and that's a $2 million contract. Some of you who are doing contract got far more knowledge about building something than the Guyanese critic. Far more. You, by the time you finish doing the job, if you get a 200,000 in your pocket, you get enough. But Guyanese critic, he has no experience building. The man never built nothing else but in his life. But that man gets 800 and something million Guyana dollars to build a pump. And still today's day, he ain't build a pump. You know why? Because a system has been created with friends, family, and favorite. And because critic comes against everybody who talks out. If you talk out, critics come against you. And so he works in the narrative of the PPP, so he was rewarded. So they can't compare themselves to us. They can't compare themselves to us. I see them talking about people-centered development, people-centered. What people-centered? They don't care about us one heck. They don't care about us. They never cared about us. You know why they never cared about us? Listen, I don't want to open a history class here, but I want you to trace back how the slaves were treated. You think it was the whites killing the slaves? No. There were people who were selected of the own race that were promoted and allowed to commit the act. That is exactly what they're doing with a politicized police force. We have men and women in the police force that wants to do a good job, but they cannot do a job. Why? Because it's all for survival for them. Go out and kill the people. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If this government was a serious government, many of the atrocities in this country would have stopped. Each and every part of this country, every region, has felt the real evidence of the politicization of the police force. We have good men and women in the police force, honest men and women. It was police ranks, and I'm telling you, I'm giving you real evidence because I was the lawyer for Quinton Bacchus, so I know what happened. It was police, some of the police who still give honest statement about what happened. So them and all bad, but look at it. Had you not come out and fight for your right, there would have never been a proper investigation in Quinton Bacchus matter. And don't rejoice, because I will tell you, the investigation in Quinton Bacchus' matter was not a proper investigation. Was not a proper investigation. And because of that, you still have levels of injustices in this society. He had gun. You gave him the gun. Who gave him the gun? Police gave him the gun. Police gave him the gun. He fired at the police. Where did the police get all these lies? Because in their head, they are accustomed to getting away with many things. Let me tell you something. for my years of representing people in this country, in that prison, and I'm going to tell you, there is going to be, and I say it without any water in my mouth, there is going to be a revolution in that prison. Because you see that prison, they got a lot of innocent people in the Guyana prison. And you see all them cases that were put up. Let me tell you something. They're going to tremble September 4th. They're going to tremble September 2nd. Because every crime that was not investigated properly, we are going to upturn every single one of them. Guyanese will get justice. The respect of Guyanese will go back. And the respect in our society will go back. Law and order will now start to happen. So all who cook up story, I say, write your statement, write an honest statement, and leave it there on your desk, so that when the inquiry starts and the investigators pass through, you just hand it there and say sorry. Because let me tell you something. You see all these crimes that happen, there will never be an investigation for Adriana matter under the PPP. Never. Because the corruption and of course, the type of interference in the police work went straight up to the high office. So there will never be an investigation. If there is to be any justice in Adriana's matter, as in many other matters in this country, the PPPC must get out. Must go. Must go. Corruption in this country is to its peak. And I want to tell you something. I know my brother Paul mentioned as to what is happening on the social media. Let me tell you something. The people who are speaking, whether they're speaking on Melly Mel or speaking on Travis Chase, them people profess no allegiance to APNU. So this is their own people talking. And if their own people talking the facts, who are we to say that is not the facts? Their own people talking it, man. Their own people talking it. And so we must not turn a blind eye to it. Because it has highlighted one important thing in our society, is that we live in a very corrupt state. And it is not our words alone. If you check the United States Treasury's report, you will recognize that they themselves, after investigations, said that there is too much corruption in Guyana. Guyana is a corrupt state. It was the US who called this state a corrupt narco state. Them call us. You don't hear them. You don't hear AFON running to try to contradict the US. But when it came to Transparency International's report, who said that that the state is a corrupt state, oh gosh, he attacked them. He tell them that their report is inaccurate. Why? But why you don't go to the US? Why you don't go to the US? So it is not what we are saying only. We are saying to you, young people, especially because it is our young people to talk to, you know. But I will tell you, I know some of you are not satisfied with how you were treated in 2015 to 2020. I know. But I will tell you that is why the strategy this time is different. You're picking somebody who's not a grassroots politician. You pick a grassroots politician that listen, for over 50 years, Aubrey Norton has walked the streets. He has been in every corner. He has been in every market. He has been in every, listen, he knows what is happening, man. So when you talk about this time is different than back then. It's different. And they're afraid of it because they know that Aubrey will continue to do what he has always been preaching, where he will put the citizens of this country first. The citizens of this country. So don't worry about, I hear some young people saying, I wonder if we can still get contracts. Let me tell you, you're going to get plenty contracts. Plenty contracts. But the difference with the contract that you're going to get under the APNU is that if you're not qualified and if you're not skilled to do the job, we're going to train you. We're going to give you the necessary knowledge and skills, and then we're going to lose you. You're going to get money. The difference under the APNU is, listen to me, some of y'all will get contracts. I know y'all can talk. I got people, man. I got people in my family. One and two of them. I got a cousin, he couldn't even build a back step. He can't even build a back step, and he just laugh. He is one of the first people that came to me and said, hey, this thing is brutal, you know. When he looked at the long line of people that he had to go through before get that contract and that he had to pay, he said, boss, because I tell you, I got going to me pocket and I vex. But let me tell you something. Under the APNU government, you ain't got to go through no line. Where there is a tender, you are going to apply and you're going to get it. You don't have to get contacts. You don't have to have contacts. It will be a system that is fair. So if you have a contract for $2 million, $2 million is your own for doing the contract. You ain't got to pay people, forgive you. There is not going to be that kind of level of corruption at all. I say to you, we will not only share and ensure that there is a lot of contracts. There will be a lot of grants and loans for small businesses. So you have, listen, if you want to take out, y'all say, the leader face are serious. If you want to take out a picture with the leader, that's your business. But not with Barrett, because if you don't go to Freedom House and take out a picture with him, he ain't even listening to you. Everything is a photo op because they want to project and portray a particular narrative. False. They got to go an extra mile to try to convince people that we care. No, you don't got to study with that. The mere policies that will be implemented under the APNU, you will know that you have a government that cares. You don't got to get a picture. So that you will have that. You will also have your threshold, which will go up. I mean, I talk about threshold going up. I'm talking about your own pocket. I'm talking about economic now. I'm talking about your own pocket. Your spending power then will go up. Which means if you work your minimum wage under $200,000, under APNU, you get $200,000 for your minimum wage. You're talking about giving back to people. If you have a salary of $400,000 and less, you don't pay all them taxes. It means if you're getting paid $400,000 and under that, all that money you're taking home. That is a government that cares. This government's policy is that if you have, where you're going to get a 35% increase across the board for public servants, it is not going to be like that. Let me explain to you. It means that there is going to be a bridging of the gap between the poor, the not haves, and the haves. So it can bring you up. So that the people at the bottom get more than the people at the top. That is a government that cares, man. That is not a government so that if you get, let's say you're working for $3 million and you get a 10%, you come out with $300,000. The man who they tell at the bottom, still the margin between the two is still big. You're not going to have that. that is a government that cares. The programs of the APNU are far more superior to what you will hear. Now, any government, I leave with you this as I close. Any of the governments that you're hearing, any of the parties, go and talk all kind of story about I can give you this, I can give you that, I can give you this, I can give you that. But let me tell you something. You not only want a government that gives, you want a government that has integrity. And that is what they cannot beat the APNU with, because the entire team, we got integrity, man. Integrity. And we are led by a leader that they cannot point any finger to. None. I said they will never debate Aubrey Norton. Never. Never debate him. Because none of them can speak with assurance and with confidence to any of the issues that he will raise. None of them. We have a leader who cannot be compared to any of the others. None. And I say to you, this war, which seems to stand between two cartels, I say to you, don't get involved in the fight between the cartels. You leave them, let the fight. And I say to you, East Coast, I say to you, Haslington, keep the rat away from your cheese. The cheese I'm talking about is your money. Keep him away from it, man. You ever see rat watch cheese and left cheese? They always nibble and bite it. And that is what they have been doing. They have been nibbling and biting on the funds that should come to you. The oil wealth is not coming to you. But under the APNU government, you will see the oil resources coming to you. I leave you with one question. You have within 1 year, this year, they knew it was an election year. They went to parliament within 6 months and they passed over $1.something trillion in the account in budget. Do you feel that? And to think that that was not enough, they went back for a supplementary budget and passed $50-something billion. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? Stop allowing people to talk about free money. There is nothing about freeness. The world ain't free. They free up the bridge and people are jumping about Demawara Harbor Bridge is free. Barbies. Listen, there is nothing free. Taxpayers got to pay for that, man. So why, listen, I wish I can sit with some of you, knock some dominoes and drink something and really talk the thing. Because you got to understand there is nothing free, man. Nothing free. We taxpayers' money still got to pay. So we must still be concerned about how the taxpayers' money is spent. When I last check our debt that you have to pay back, I have to pay back. The borrowing in this country runs over $5 billion US. It means that you have to pay that back. It means that your children's children have to pay that back. It means that your children's children have to pay that back. It means that your generation will continue to pay that back. And let me tell you something. They got enough money in the pocket to take care of themselves. And if they want to jump on a plane and go to some island and enjoy the life, they're gone. They're gone. Do you think their children will be subject to the debt that you have? They will not be. Is there a track record that any of them enjoy just what your children have been enjoying? No. How many of them, their children go to the public schools? They go to the best. They have the best while you struggle. While you struggle. So there is no comparison. No comparison. So I say to you, when we say for Guyana to grow, the PPP must, it has depth. It has depth. Because it means if you really want to flourish in this country, you cannot flourish under the PPPC. And you cannot, well, Win go pass. Win go pass. So don't even bring win into the race. It gon' pass. It gon' pass. I tell people you want a serious government, don't even compare Apnu to win. Because you're serious. You're serious at all. On September 1st, how are you voting? You're voting and what you're going to do? Palm them out. And how many times you're going to vote on the 4th of September? 2 times. You're going to vote for the palm at the top, and you're going to vote for the palm at the bottom. And you're going to make sure that the X fits nicely in the square box. Nicely. And you're going to make sure that, and you must make sure that you don't add to spoiling your vote. So don't scratch it up so that they can't know who you vote for. Vote clearly. Take your time. Take your time and make sure on the 4th of September you vote. I leave with you. This vote is not a vote that you're only voting for the palm. This palm got significance. When you vote the palm, you are voting for a stop of the amount of injustices that you've been facing in this country. A stop of it. When you vote for the palm, I want you to remember, if you got to take a picture, if you got to take Quinton Batters's picture with you in the polling booth, I want you to take it because I want you to remember, let his death signal something in this country, that the day that you had an opportunity to change this most corrupt regime, you acted. Were he alive, he would have acted. And you're alive and you must act. You must act. You must remember Adriana Young. You must remember her face. You must remember the pains the families have been going through. You must remember that little girl. And you must not only remember her, you must think about every single 11-year-old in your family, in your community, in your household. You must think about them, because you must think, if that were to happen to them, I would have wanted justice. And therefore, I will put a government in which they are serious about law and order in this country. I thank you.
Thank you. Come on, Haslington, make some noise. Are you